Hi, I'm Donna Fields and welcome to CLIL Scaffolding 9. It's a series of webinars designed to give you support for using scaffolding in the classroom. Today we're going to use scaffolding technique number 60 that you can find in my book 101 Scaffolding Techniques for Language Teaching and Learning. And it's also been translated into Spanish. So a lot of you may know that the mind learns new knowledge on the foundation of older knowledge. So scaffolding is a way to activate this past knowledge to help students move forward in their learning. So today's objective is to show how easy it is to use humor to scaffold material. And today we're going to use scaffolding technique number 60. I'm going to show you in a primary and secondary lesson. You can use it with whatever lessons you need it for. So as with many scaffolding techniques, what we need to do is take potentially dry material and make it more alive and active. Why humor, you say? Well, using humor brings enthusiasm, positive feelings, and optimism to the classroom. Studies have shown over and over again that humor actually lights up more of the brain than many other functions in a classroom. It can help also with class management as well as create a warm environment. So scaffolding technique number 60 is called Who's on First? And it refers to a comedy routine by a famous pair of American comedians in which there's many misunderstandings because of a play with words. So this technique also encourages us, the teachers, to have fun with information the students need to learn and play with words so that the students learn while they're enjoying our humor. So are you ready to see how this works in a secondary classroom? Let's try a history lesson. So again, this is information that the students have to read. It's a bit dry, but let's make it a little more fun. We asked them a question: what did the Celtic people do for food? Now, if you have a lot of time, you can give more than two options. In this case, I've only given two. The first option is they stole food from their neighbors. The second option is they raised livestock, sheep, goats, and pigs, and also knew a lot about agriculture and iron metallurgy. So which one is it? So if you chose option 2, you're probably correct. That's what the text says. But if they insist that option 1 is correct, well, maybe it is true. Maybe they did steal food from their neighbors. But the point is they have to justify their answer. And as you see, we're using the past tense of an irregular verb. That's important. We're using other vocabulary that they're going to find in the text. And in option 2, they have to read it to know that that could be the correct or incorrect answer. And what we're doing also here in option 2, in the text itself it says livestock, but it doesn't define what livestock is. So here you've eased them into that knowledge by defining what livestock is: sheep, goats, and pigs, etc. All right, let's try another question. All right, the second question is, where did the Celtics live? And the first option is they lived in fortified settlements called casters. Their dwellings were circular. And option 2 is they made walls and slept on top of them. They put grass on top of them to keep them warm. So again, they might say that option 2 is correct. Well, probably not, although some of them may have. So the first option has a lot of academic language, and the students might not understand all the words, but by reading them and then knowing that the second option probably isn't correct, they'll at least have an initial encounter with the vocabulary that they're responsible for knowing. So we're introducing it to them, and then they'll understand it more in the context. And so number 3 is, what was one of the differences between the Celtic and Iberian peoples? So option 1 is their names. And option 2 is the Iberians lived in rectangular settlements that were walled. And again, they might argue that option 1 is correct, and they're right, but they have to justify it verbally. So let them do it. You see where we're going with this? So how about if we try it with primary now? Let's try it with a lower primary math class. So the first question you might ask them is, what is this? And option 1 is a purple circle. Option 2 is a square. Well, obviously it's a square on its side, but they have to read carefully a purple circle and understand both of those words to know that it's not option 1. Now, you can probably think of even more imaginative options than this, but option 1 I put a red mountain with no trees, and option 2 is a triangle. Probably they're going to say a triangle, but they might find it amusing to say that it's not a red mountain with no trees. And number 3 is in the same vein. What is this? Option 1 is a hexagon, And option 2 is a green piece of paper with 5 sides. So first of all, it's not a green piece of paper, and it actually has 6 sides, so you're defining what a hexagon is. This is like the Stroop effect. It's a fun experiment, by the way, if you want to look at it and try it with your students. Not only that, but we're generating cognitive activity, we're creating an atmosphere of community and trust, we're helping to maintain perspective in learning, which is so important. We're giving opportunities for meaningful verbal debates, and we're helping to reduce the anxiety and sometimes stressful circumstances. And that's it, another scaffolding technique that I hope you can use in your classes, and I look forward to any comments you have about how it goes. You can find me on LinkedIn and Facebook and on Instagram. And I look forward to seeing you next time. All you super teachers out there, thank you and see you soon. Bye.